Count starts now.
Ooh, what up, no? And Happy New Year. It is 2026, but we still got to talk about 2025 in this bitch today. We've got the wrestling edition of the Knockouts for 2025. As you can see, Corey isn't joining J-Bone and I. We have brought in the big guns for this one. We've got the return of our guy, Rob Williams from BCP Plus, who I also contribute for as well. Rob, we appreciate you coming back to the show, my man.
Hey, thanks, Kyle. So good to be back on, man. J-Bone and Kyle, you guys rock. I've been trying to poach both of you guys for years now. I don't want to bury the lead, man. I'm excited to be here. I was trying to pull it up on my computer, but let's talk about Kyle winning wrestling fashion in that suit, man. Looking real sharp, my friend.
Hey, Playboy. They call me fresh to death for a reason out here.
Looking real good.
I was always looking sharp out here. Always looking sharp at the events.
Hey, you got to catch me at the fights, bro. That's the thing at play-by-play, although sometimes they like to confuse fashion for Hawaiian shirts. Pride FC is not a Hawaiian shirt, sir. But that's a story for another time. Like I said, gentlemen, we got the pro wrestling side of the Knockouts for 2025 to talk about for everybody that's joining the stream. We appreciate y'all. Hit the subscribe button, the like button, the share button, all the buttons. Let your friends know you're watching. Let us know your picks in the comments. And make sure you check out our sponsors, Michigan Street Unlimited, which I will talk to you about them in a little bit. Rob, tell me what's new in the world of BCP Plus before we get going on.
Oh, thanks, man. You know, I love that.
We will definitely need to get into this, too, because I would love to see Britt Baker show up in WWE. I'm just going to say that.
That's a great question, man. Yeah, just doing our thing. We, looking back, we had a pretty solid 2025, as did you, man. I saw you over at AEW, asking some great questions over to the media scrum. But I always like to put together like a little end of year video. We also do like a little charitable thing. We're doing something with Mania Club. You can guys go over to Mania Club group on Facebook right now. We have some items auctioned off. We put up 2 items already, raised over $200 for funding against pediatric cancer, Connor's Cure, jimmyv.org. So check that out. But we did a little best of, and just looking back, did a lot of press with just the indie talent, and then also TNA. SummerSlam was up this way, so we really got to talk to these stars all the way from the independents all the way to the world of the WWE, man. And like I always say, man, I am not a star or a personality or anything like that. I'm just happy to be a conduit, have a conversation with some of these guys and gals, man. So looking back, checked a lot of boxes, accomplished a lot of goals, and hey, maybe I'll be in Detroit one day. We'll be covering the Tigers. Who knows what's gonna happen.
If you ever come to Detroit, I will show you what's up in the city, as Detroit is our stomping grounds.
I will take you
like I said, man, y'all have had a bunch of dope ass interviews. If you guys haven't checked out BCP Plus, make sure you go do that. You can also check out some of my stuff over there. I got to talk to Daria Baronato, formerly known as Sonia Deville, over there. Hopefully everything plays out well for Invicta and the people over there. But we're here to talk about some pro wrestling, not about the MMA. I get to talk about that plenty. So, Rob, with you being the guest, I will let you pick the first category, my man, and lead us off.
You know what? Let's go. Wrestling fashion goes to Kyle. No, let's go.
See, I try to tell you.
Female, is this one of them? Female wrestler of 2025.
All right, let's go. You go first, and you can't. And if he picks Vicious Vicky, I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm contractually obligated at all times to pick Vicious Vicky. No, I can make a strong case for Io Sky, a very, very strong case, and it's hard not to pick Io Sky. Multiple match of the year contenders. She's always been one of my personal
looks
favorites.
Like he agrees with you, Io Sky.
I'm going to go the other way, though, man. And I'll be very honest with you guys. I've fallen off all lead a little bit. But what Mercedes has done, she's not won the Women's World Championship over there, but not the current. I think she just lost the TV.
She just lost it to Willow on Wednesday.
Yeah, but having those 13 championships, you could say, hey, some of these are indie championships, but some of them are upper tier. But you're talking about 3 different continents, putting in the miles, putting over younger talent at time. It's the old "did you go over, did you get over" argument. But we always wave the flag, the independent wrestling, and all the way up to the world of the WWE. Like I said earlier, man, I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't pick Mercedes Moné on this one. So, CEO gets this one. I can make a strong case for EO. But instead of EO, I'm going to go CEO.
All right, J-Bone, who you got?
Hey, I'm actually with the listeners here. Io Sky's my pick, man. Like you said, multiple match of the year contenders. It's kind of hard to argue. And for me, when I'm thinking of these things, it's who's grabbing my interest the most out of what I'm watching the most. And I think Io is head and shoulders above the rest right now. And look out for her in 2026 because she might have even bigger this year.
Yeah. All right. This is going to be pretty boring, but Rob took the pick that I think is the no-brainer on this one. I think that Mercedes has to be it. Like, to go and win, what was it, 10 belts, 11 belts? Or no, it was 12 belts.
I think she got up to 13.
Okay, all right.
I could be wrong on that.
13 belts,
Monet. She got up to 13, yeah.
Yeah, bro. 13 belts, Monet, all over the country, all over the world. I was a big Ultimo Dragon fan. I like the fact that she's paying homage to Ultimo Dragon, calling herself Ultimo Monet. I'd love to know what Jushin Thunder Liger thinks of that. But I think it's unarguable. I think Mercedes has, again, for her to come in AEW and then to do all this without winning the AEW championship, like you said. Don't get me wrong, the world championship is the major title like it is in any company, but she had the TBS title. She had, all the titles across the indies in Japan and New Japan. And and the way that she was able to put over a lot of places too. That put a lot of light on other people. We just saw Alex Windsor took the Rev Pro title from her as well, which only puts more light on her. With her being an AEW, gives Rev Pro a little bit of shine too. I feel like now that we've started to see her lose some of the belts, maybe this is the start of the demise of the Ultimo Monet part, but maybe ultimately might lead her back to the AEW Women's World Championship. J-Bone, you're next. What's the next topic?
Oh, okay. Here we go. So, only because I want to get this one out of the way. Pay-per-view of the year. Do I get to go first for that one?
Well, you're picking the category, so.
All right. Well, my reasonings are because, one, Kyle, you know what we do every year for the Royal Rumble. And for me, the Royal Rumble is a little more special because it's the only time of the year we get all the old school friends together. Everybody comes together to watch wrestling one time a year. And the Royal Rumble is filled with good moments, right? It's just a good time. But specifically in that Women's Royal Rumble 2025, one of my favorite moments was an Alexa Bliss return, and my kid just went absolutely nuts. That was okay, we're doing life right here. You know what I mean? So for me, Royal Rumble 2025, man, that was my favorite pay-per-view of the year.
Well, for those that don't know, Lily is maybe the world's biggest Alexa Bliss fan. So there's that.
Wait, her name is Lily? Isn't that the doll?
It just so happens maybe Lily the doll might have something to do with that.
Let me see the Lily doll
shit. Yeah, dude, that might have something to do with it. The doll might have possessed her to be an Alexa Bliss fan, but man,
I tell you what, I see some weird stuff going on around here.
There's always some weird stuff going on when you got women in the house, but
ain't that the truth? Look, we got both versions of Lily here. Look at
oh no, well, you got both of them. Okay.
Oh shit, we got double. We got the crackhead Lily and regular Lily.
Yikes!
Here you go. Oh no, this is the Wyatt's. This is the sixth version of it.
Oh, whatever. No way.
There you go.
That's hard. That's hard. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
Rob, what's your pick for show of the year?
Gosh, man, there's gonna be a lot of bias in my picks. I really try not to be this guy, man, but I gotta go SummerSlam, hometown advantage. I mean, that goes into it. I thought you could make a strong case for Cody versus Cena for match of the year, man. That whole weekend was fantastic, including that SmackDown where John Cena turns back to babyface in an 8-minute promo, and I bought every single word, hook, line, and sinker, man. Only a man who has the crowd in the palm of his hands like that can turn just like that and make it make sense. Yes, we can be critical of maybe not so much the heel turn, but the heel run. But I just thought that PLE, not pay-per-view, was absolutely fantastic. Giants and or Jets Stadium, MetLife Stadium here in New Jersey, not New York. Absolutely fantastic. The women showed up and showed out. Wasn't there? That was also wasn't the ladder match there as well? There were just so many great, amazing moments and matches. 2-night event, SummerSlam, man. It was absolutely fantastic, man. It's hard to pick one PLE, but to me personally, that was great.
Just answering a few of those comments. Keep them coming if you guys are watching. What was your guys' favorite show of the year? Shout out to Philly B. Happy New Year, my man. Appreciate you coming to a lot of the knockouts and 3 counts / Potters of Destiny watch parties in 2025.
I forgot
you guys
about that
are
ladder match at SummerSlam.
It was SummerSlam. I'm looking that up right now. It was the tag, right? It was like Gargano.
Yeah, it was.
Because Gacy, they won it.
Tag team ladder match.
One of our guys,
dude.
Jason,
and that's what me and Kyle were just talking about this before the show. Yep. There's so much wrestling that we watch throughout the year. We forget so much more than we actually remember. You know what I mean? When we do these shows, we just dig up so much, man. There's just so much. There's so much good stuff out there right now.
So, all right. Again, we're gonna go. We're all playing a little bit of biases. J Bone's bias is because of the effect that it had on his daughter Lily. Rob being a New Jersey guy, although don't hate me, New Jersey fans, but the MetLife Stadium WrestleMania might have been my least favorite just because I was freezing my balls off and getting rained on. I'm just saying, I got stuck. I didn't get back to my room till 6 in the morning that after that WrestleMania. Okay. So do with that what you will. Like I said, wrestling has been good to us this year. I think the majority of the year has kind of been dominated by John Cena. But if we're going by, shout out to my guy, Brian O'Brien. Check him out in Lansing on the radio. Brian, we got to bring knockouts and 3 counts on the radio along with my buddy Whip. Shout out to Whip. Doing his thing, Power 96.5 Lansing. Brian was just out with me at the DAZN fights here at the world famous Fox Theater. Shout out to Tony Harrison, getting him another dub, getting a 4th round stoppage. You got past guest of the show, Olivia Curry, was in the main event, WBC world title. Shout out to Salida Promotions having us. And again, go check them out. All right. It was a good night, and I wasn't the one getting punched in the face, so it was cool. But as far as show of the year, I think we all have different biases, and I think in a category like show of the year, it's kind of hard not to have a lot of biases. But I've got my pick for show of the year, and then I've got a honorable mention. My pick for show of the year is because I was there in the building out in Arizona. Shout out to AEW for having us and having me in the press conference. My show of the year kind of coincides with Sports Illustrated in that I think 2025 show of the year for me has to go to AEW Double or Nothing. I mean, the Anarchy in the Arena match was fucking awesome. Blaine let the bodies hit the floor, gave me serious ECW vibes. Shout out to past guest of the show, Swerve Strickland, who was beating the shit out of somebody literally 2 rows in front of me. Got to go to that show with my guy Chris, who now lives out there, who me and this dude have been watching wrestling together since like the 2nd grade. So to have him out there in Arizona and get to experience that pay-per-view was absolute money. Fire show from top to bottom. I think by far was AEW's best show. All In was dope too. Don't get it twisted. Like All In, there you go. Mine was All In Texas.
On cue, Phil. On cue.
I mean, literally right on cue. All In was dope. I'm really bummed out I didn't get to be at that one. We had shout out to AEW for wanting us out there. Rest in peace to our guy Ken Brass of the Potters of Destiny. I kind of had some biznatch to handle when all that was going on, so I didn't get to make that one. But yeah, for me, my show of the year is Double or Nothing. But I said that I have a couple of honorable mentions. One of those honorable mentions would go to our friends at TNA, and Bound for Glory was dope. I think that was by far their best show in a long time. I wish we'd have seen a little more follow-up after it happened and not like the break like it was. Like, I think that kind of stole some of their momentum. But I loved that show. It was badass from start to finish. The crowd was hot. They packed the place up. It was definitely a good sign of things to come for TNA. As we were reading before we came in here, TNA and WWE look to be working together through at least 2028. So I'm excited to see where all that goes. My other honorable mention for show of the year isn't even a pay-per-view. Dude, that crowd was badass. That crowd was badass, dude. Like, the whole crowd was singing along to Let the Bodies Hit the Floor. It was like, bro, it was like, it reminded me of like 90s ECW, bro. Like when New Jack
we had DJ Kenny Omega that night.
Yes, bro, DJ, spin that shit. It was a good time. I liked it. The weather is hotter than it is here in Detroit right now. But it was good times out in Arizona. My other honorable mention, though, Saturday night's main events kind of gotta kind of be up there, dude.
Yeah,
Cena's last match,
last one.
The NXT stuff, Javon Evans and Leon Slater was fire. Sol Ruka and Bailey was fire. Like, I mean, dude, that show from top to bottom was badass. And the fact that it was on network TV, they had the place sold out. The crowd was hot for it. Gunther probably needed help getting out of the arena. Yeah, bro. It was
didn't they have like an issue with him getting on the bus or something like that?
Yeah, they had to have security follow him out to the bus because people were like throwing bottles at him and all kinds of stuff. That's real heat, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just gonna throw that out there. But Phil threw it out there, and so did Lamper King 2002. Honorable mention for Women's Evolution as well. That was another good show for 2025. All right. We have gone through a few of our topics. If you guys got any other picks that you feel like we missed, make sure you drop them in the comments. Please make sure, if you guys are new here, make sure you subscribe to Knockouts and 3 Counts, BCP Plus. Make sure you check us all out, and make sure you don't miss any of the content. All right. I will pick the next one, and this one is because this person happens to, at least my pick for this next topic, happens to have wrestled at a show I was just at recently and only further cemented this pick for me. When we talk about 2025 Breakout Star of the Year, 2025 Breakout Star of the Year, there's only one answer for me. Kyle Fletcher is the breakout star of 2025. This dude had banger after banger after banger after banger. His upped his look, upped his body, upped his everything. His matches with Hangman Page. Hell, the match he just had with Jon Moxley in Chicago was badass. Literally, you can go throughout the whole year. This dude has had bangers left and right. His match with Will Ospreay was fucking fire, dude. Yeah. I think that this was a star-making year for Kyle Fletcher. I think Kyle Fletcher is the future for AEW. I think Kyle Fletcher. We said breakout star though, man. Dominic's already a star though. We said breakout star. In my opinion, Dom is already a star. Dom already
rookie-ish.
Right. I feel like Dom already kind of broke out last year, in my opinion. I feel like 2024 was really kind of where he got on the map, and he's only kind of brought that up after that. So when you talk about breakout star that puts somebody on like that main event level, for me, that's why I feel like Kyle Fletcher had that year. I think we're going to see maybe a babyface turn from Kyle Fletcher coming up. I think, I like that too. Philly B, my breakout star would be Takeshita. I am not mad at that. Not mad at that. He had a great year. I'm not mad at Dom winning at all, but I feel like Dom was kind of already on the trajectory after last year. Not mad at that pick. Dom had a great year. Hopefully the injury isn't super bad so that we see him out for too long in 2026. But Dirty Dom had a great year as well. Takeshita is definitely a great pick as well. I'm still kind of surprised that he lost to Okada, though. And there's that, too. Fletcher ended Cole's career. I don't know if that's something they want to brag about right now. But
boy, all the best to Adam Cole, man.
Yeah, really.
Baby, Adam Cole is one of the coolest dudes I've met in wrestling, and he's a good buddy of our friend Mega Ran, and we definitely had good times when we were out in LA. Shout out to our guy, Adam Cole, baby. Hopefully you heal up soon, my guy. All right. I picked the last one. J-Bone, Rob, whichever one of y'all would like to go next. Pick
Rob,
a topic.
go ahead.
You're a gentleman, J-Bone.
Go, you got it, Rob. What are you
I can I address one of the comments I saw earlier? Is that it's not my show? Can I address it?
Please
Kyle?
do.
Okay. Someone had put the AEW women's blood and guts was better than the women's war games match in the comments. Just
I fucking agree.
I will agree with that. I will 100% agree with that. I talked about the lack of the sense of urgency I felt in the war games matches. Perhaps it's time to get away from war games. It's Survivor Series. I digress, but I'll throw this into the conversation. I do agree with that. I felt like, in terms of safety, blood and guts wasn't the most, and just in terms of wrestler safety, which I take into account. There were a couple things where I was like, I saw Harley Cameron kind of move some things that like maybe the ref should have moved and stuff like that. But I digress. It's blood and guts. I understand that, but I'm going to throw this into the conversation just to I think it was Brian in the comments who mentioned that. Let's throw the Deadline Iron Survivor Challenge women's match into that conversation as well. Very underrated. No one's really talking about it. That match was fantastic. Sense of urgency throughout that the War Games was desperately. All those girls showed up, showed out. Kendall Gray, oh my gosh, the future of women's wrestling. So I just wanted to throw that out there to throw that into the conversation as well. But going back to, you said your breakout star, there's only one answer. I do agree, Kyle. There is only one answer. And I'm going to go a different way. And I'm going to go Mike Santana. And he's not a rookie. I've seen this guy in the Indies here in the Northeast for a while. But he truly broke out this year. And I can make a strong case for Kyle Fletcher as well, for his in-ring acumen, for him changing his look, for what he's done in All Elite Wrestling, some show-stealing matches. But I'll go Mike Santana.
That's in the comments as well, man. We got him coming. Philly B. Honorable mention for Mike Santana. I'm not mad at that, bro. As soon as he put that in there, I'm like, motherfucker.
Phil knows. What's up, Phil? I think for all those reasons that you said about Kyle Fletcher, but I'll raise you one, Kyle. I'll say this, man. I'm a moments guy. I'm a story guy. I love Easter egg. I love nuance, man. And this guy bared his soul, man. Very vulnerable. Talked about losing his dad. Talked about, overcoming addiction, becoming sober, just reached over 1,000 days. Really trying to do right by his daughter. I see this guy at the indie shows, man. He's traveling with his kid. We got to sit down with him at a signing. He gave us 40 minutes, sit down to talk to him. I asked him what it was like getting that title ripped away from him after he just won it at Bound for Glory, man. And he really opened up about everything. Kelvin just sat down with him a couple weeks ago to the same thing.
Shout out to our guy, Kelvin.
So vulnerable, open and honest, man. And I think for him to bare his soul, to be an influence for people who have overcome addiction, that are struggling every day, that are struggling with loss, for him to have won that title at Bound for Glory, even though it was a short title run, that moment where he laid that title at his daughter's feet, what better story is there than that? Because it's very, very real. And to me, man, this is a guy I've got to have some conversations with, and he's really never really held back in any interview. And I'm very grateful to him for the message that he shares. And I believe every word he says is his daughter's sitting there while we're doing the interview, man. And I haven't shared this, but as soon as we stopped doing the interview and, we cut and all that, she started clapping, and then everyone in the room started clapping. It was just like, because she loves her dad, man. And that was like, I thought that was so cool, man. So again, little recency bias on that one, man. But I mean, how could you not say Mike Santana?
Well, since it's my turn, I will say, you put it on better than I did, but I'm with Rob here. Mike Santana was my breakout star of the year. Fact being, because he's not a rookie, he's not somebody who is new. The guy's been cutting his teeth for years, and to finally see him break out, quote unquote, in TNA, win the title, like you said, the real stories behind the man. I think it just speaks volumes to what wrestling is today, man. And that's a guy people can get behind, because we can all relate to things like that with Mike Santana. So I feel like him finally getting his shine, even though it was a short reign, it was a good reign and it was valuable. So I'm with Rob on this one. Mike Santana is my breakout star of the year.
I'm not mad at that at all, dude. I loved what we saw from Santana, and I also didn't let's see. PS Abba posted about red or blue brand. Is Leon winning Tuesday? Interesting. Oba posted red or blue brand. Is Leon winning Tuesday? Hey man, put it this way, if Leon wins on Tuesday, I don't know that he's gonna beat Oba, but if Leon beats him on Tuesday, I love TNA, but I think it's safe to say that WWE has got their claws in Leon Slater. If Leon Slater wins him a WWE championship, I am a huge fan of Leon Slater. He's dude, the guy's just crazy to watch. Like, how can you watch Leon Slater and not be entertained? Like, I truly.
On the other side of that, though, I can't wait to see Oba. I can't wait to see Oba just wreak havoc on the main
Oba
roster.
is a money. Oba is money.
Talking about him next year. We're going to be talking about his breakout year. It's going to be amazing. As long as the guy can
put him in the Rumble.
Put him in the Rumble. I want to see him come face to face with the big guys, dude, and just see what kind of reaction we get. That's going to be great.
Shout out to the Queen of Bad Street, Miranda Gordy, over here talking about, I need to get me some more suits, bro. I'm aware. Miss Gordy, we need to link up. I need to try some of the Windy Wine Company over here. Shout out to you and Craig, aka Niles Plonk. I know you're like the wine connoisseur, my guy. I need to I guess I need you guys to up my palate, because I'm not a wine guy, but I definitely need to see Miranda Gordy and take another trip down to Bad Street soon. All right, J-Bone, are you next up or am I up?
No, I'm up.
Okay.
All right.
Ooh, that's a damn good question. Who has a higher ceiling, Javon Evans or Leon Slater? Woo!
Flip a coin, dude. We're gonna win either way.
Dog,
You know what I mean? Flip a coin, man.
Yeah. You're not wrong, dude. I'm bro. Dude.
That'll be something to watch. Hey, just thinking like 10 years, that'll be two guys that we might even see have a really good rivalry on main roster TV. You know what I mean? Those their careers could coincide, and we'll just see what happens. We got to let it play out, but that's two guys to watch out for the foreseeable future. I'm picking heel of the year. And Kyle, you're going to like this one, because I think because I think you know where you.
Joe Lynn chiming in. Go. She said Javon Evans has the higher ceiling.
So my heel of the year, and this is because of longevity, and I won't say who my runner-up is. I'll let you do that one, Kyle, because I already know who your pick is. But my heel of the year, still, just like last year, is Dirty Dom, because he's still carrying the torch for most hated. He pisses me off the most.
Is he the most hated, though? I was going to pick Dirty Dom, but is he the most hated, though?
Maybe not right at this moment because of what happened in December. But from January all the way to that particular moment that I'm sure we're going to get to here in a minute, Dirty Dom has carried the torch for most annoying, most fun heel, most creative heel. He's winning titles. He won the AAA title. He's still got the beef with his dad. Think of what was the triple threat match when the dude had when Rusev had he had his finishing move and Dirty Dom's over there ringing the bell. Like, dude, we love that kind of stuff. That's a great heel move, you know?
Classic Eddie move.
For me, he takes the cake, man. Dirty Dom is still my heel of the year.
Rob, who is the heel of the year?
I had to put some thought into this. You know, my instant thought is a guy like MJF who, you know, if we're talking quantity, was kind of absent for a lengthy period of time, man. He would be my go-to otherwise. And I mean, he came right back and is coming out strong as ever. It depends what the criteria would be. You got a guy like, would it be who did the most dastardly thing? Who, you know, because we talk about, you know, being the cool heel and getting the pop, or having the levity. Guys like Dominic Mysterio, who won the IC championship and ran back to the ring for an ovation, even though he's one of the biggest heels. And now he can talk without being booed, you know, little things like that. I can make a strong case for a guy like Seth Rollins, who, let's be real, forgive the terminology, worked us all, coming down on those crutches and then dropping them, and just the art and theater and all of that was so well done. Again, SummerSlam, my pay-per-view of the year, another reason. I can make a strong case for Seth. This almost feels like a cop-out answer, but I got to go the guy who made John Cena tap, and we could talk about that tap. I certainly have my thoughts about it. I wasn't surprised to see it. You know, I saw the beauty and the nuance that I think went over a lot of people's heads, but I think Gunther, he is primed, and maybe I'm talking 2026, maybe I'm leading into it a little too soon, but I can make a strong case for Gunther. This was a guy who was a big, bad, old school heavyweight heel, old school style. So again, does that meet the criteria? This is a guy who beat Cody Rhodes or lost to Cody Rhodes at Crown Jewel last year and shook his hand. He's not shaking anyone's hand anymore, even though he was a heel. He's really laying into people. We saw him cheat in the tournament. You know, he used to kind of respect the mat. That was kind of his thing. But we saw a couple low blows, a couple little cheap shots there. I mean, we hate him. We hate him. We just talked about him going to the bus with the security. You know, he took one of our heroes, and for all the best reasons, for the you know, continuous forwardness of professional wrestling. And it seems like an easy answer, but I'll go Gunther, and I'm going to put Gunther for 2026 as well.
Son of a bitch.
I know.
Son of a bitch.
Kyle, you hate when this happens, don't you?
I really hate when this happens because it looks like we're all just agreeing and shit, but I am in. Wow. Damn it, Philly B. I didn't think of that. Fuck. I picked Gunther.
Deep on him. I like it.
I picked Gunther, but man, Philly B might have just put the pick in there. For me, it's Gunther because, dude, you talk about a heel is somebody that people don't like. For me, right? Like a heel, like, look, Dom is kind of the cool heel, I feel like, at this point. And Gunther, people hated him when John Cena lost. Okay, like didn't dislike him, they hated him. But Philly B might have just put the sleeper pick in there. Ethan Page is my heel of the year. He says he's the greatest North American ever. Now, I tend to push back at that because he's from Canada. He's from Canada. That's technically a North American, but it's not a North American. He's from Canada. But I'm really not mad at that pick. I wish I would have thought of that, to be honest with you. But yeah, dude, shout out to Philly B on that one. But yeah, my pick is Gunther. When I think of a heel, I think of somebody that people hate. And bro, they legitimately hated Gunther. Now, I personally have been a fan of Gunther
beat
since
my
he was
worst heel ever.
Yeah, man. Like he's I've been a fan of his since he was still doing Evolve and Progress and all those things. And to see him morph from Walter to Gunther and what we see in there, bro, I feel like Gunther had the biggest impact as a heel, but I agree with what Philly B is saying too. I think Ethan Page had a great year in 2025. I think Ethan Page is going to be money when he goes to the main roster as well.
Gunther beat Goldberg this year, so bravo.
For those that don't know, J-Bone hates Gunther. or not Gunther, Goldberg.
Don't say that out loud. Listen, I'm gonna have to run into this guy one of these times. One of these times, I'm gonna run into this guy and I'm gonna pay for it like dramatically.
And you're next.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna go buy. I think I forgot to get Christmas gifts this year for some people. I think the Christmas gift for J-Bone needs to be. Does anybody remember the old WCW sheets that you could have? I used to have those. Get J-Bone the sheets that got Goldberg on them, and then he can see them every night when he goes to bed. I bet Dom will really like those.
Nightmares, bro. Talk about nightmares. Good Lord.
If any of you guys had the WCW sheets, let me know in the comments. I want to know. Hell yeah, dude. I think a lot of people had those. Those things were hard, dude. Anybody remember the old WWF bath towel too that had like Stone Cold and Kane and all them on it? I had that bitch too. Before I get to our next topic, I have to give you a shout out to the fine sponsors of this show. Michigan Street Unlimited. We've got the Autorama coming up here in Detroit. As you can see, a bunch of badass cars in the fleet over there from the homies at Michigan Street Unlimited. They're going to have 7 cars in Autorama this year. You can check them at charity events. You can check them at car shows. You can check them all over the place. Shout out to our sponsor, Cody Caudill. Make sure you check them out. If you're at the Autorama, which if you're in Detroit and you like cars, which most people in Detroit do, you'll probably see them there. Tell them Knockouts and 3 Count sent you. Show us the cars. Let them know what it is. Tell them Knockouts and 3 Count said what up. Joel Gardner's little brother in the middle. Fucking
no.
Damn, that was a low
thank you guys.
blow.
Good night. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Good night, guys. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right.
Oh, dude. So I take it you were a Joel Gardner fan.
I'm shaving tomorrow.
I think that's a no.
I'm shaving tomorrow. That's it.
Unbelievable.
Oh shit, he said get the neck brace.
Oh boy. All right. Thank you guys. Good night. Oh boy.
Yes, sir, dude. That's awesome. That's the best part about being live is you never know what people are gonna comment on this stuff. At least if you're gonna throw out insults, make sure you go check out BCP Plus.
There you go. Fair. Yeah, just hit subscribe. That's all I ask.
Yeah, dude. They got a lot of good stuff over there.
He's a guest, damn it. Be nice.
Nah, I'm used to it.
All right. With that said, since I was doing a little promo, maybe we should go for promotion of the year. Promotion of the year for me. Well, I appreciate it. God damn it. Now it's going to be stuck in my head the whole rest of the show. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. Joel Gardner was something else. But, all right. That takes us to promotion of the year. Promotion of the year for me. This was a hard one, right? Because part of me wanted to say TNA. But the reason I didn't go with TNA is because they had the little bit of a break in between Bound for Glory and the end of the year. I think the news of them going to AMC is dope. But I hate to agree with Sports Illustrated. You know, Becky Lynch likes to tell people everybody is talking about Sports Illustrated. I feel like as far as promotion of the year, though, I mean, don't get me wrong. WWE had a great year. I think TNA had a great year. But I think it's got to be AEW, man. I really do. I kind of agree with Sports Illustrated on this one. I kind of feel like AEW had a bounce back year this year. Obviously, they're not doing the same numbers as they were when they first came hot out of the gate. But I think with things like we talked about earlier with Mercedes Moné and Kyle Fletcher, you had the return of Kenny Omega. They had a lot of good matches there. I think MJF, winning the title at World's End to cap the year for AEW was dope as well. I shout out to AEW for having us. If you guys didn't get to check it out, make sure you go check out the press conference for World's End. And shout out to our friends over at Busted Open for taking my question for Renee Paquette and playing it all over Busted Open. I appreciate you, since I listen to Busted Open all the time. But yeah, my pick would be AEW. I think TNA. I think TNA gets honorable mention on this one for me. Philly B says promotion of the year for him was NXT. I'm not mad at that pick either. If you got an hour, I've got the Joel. God damn it.
Oh no, still doing it.
He's still going, dude.
Leave him alone.
Oh, yeah.
I'll take the L. I'll take the L.
Well, since you're taking the L, I'll let you pick next.
Look, I'm a metrics analytics guy. Like, there's no secret. Like, if you're talking numbers, you're talking views, you're talking merch, you're talking money. It's WWE, it's the E, the end all be all. If I want to pick my personal promotion of the year, cup of tea, something I don't want to miss every week, I'm going NXT as well. Like the comment said, I think one thing I loved about the black and gold brand is it really felt like everyone had that chip on their shoulder, and it wasn't just another, and no disrespect to anyone on the main roster, but you're in the show. If you're on the main roster, you have your tag team match, and yes, there's some amazing matches. I hate generalizing, but on NXT, it just feels like everyone is trying to get to the main roster. And when they have these pay-per-views or PLEs and they go outside of the PC, you see them step up. Vicaire, what a year she's had. Really one of the best wrestlers on the planet. Vicaire versus Fallon Henley, I believe.
I'm a big Fallon Henley fan.
Oh, so an unsung. She's one that's like so good you don't notice it, because she's usually flanking JC Jane. But another one, keep your eye on her. Her match with Stephanie Vicaire, one of my match of the year contenders as well. Our guy Casey Navarro showing up on NXT.
Pardon me.
Yeah, I saw the pink hair, and I'm yelling to the Navarro on NXT Navarro. Things like that. The Hardy Boys winning the NXT championships, adding to their legacy. I mean, so many great moments. The women's division, arguably the best on the planet. And I can make a strong case for the AEW women as well. But when they had Vicaire, Jordan Grace, Julia all there at the same time, even now, it's super, super strong. I can make a strong case for them being the best women's division on the planet. It's just been great. The tag teams are fantastic. Joe Henry now getting looks on there. A little more levity with Joe. In fact, I think he's on SmackDown now, so you could just see him skyrocket. The crossover stuff with TNA, I could go on and on, but NXT has been can't miss for me.
All right, quick sidebar before we go to our next topic. Rob, since we brought this up in our last episode with our friend Honey from Women's Wrestling Talk, we've got another Stranger Things is a movement. It's on Netflix. WWE benefits greatly from that. Netflix brings more eyes. Are you and the Vicious One a Stranger Things fan?
We just watched the finale today. Yes.
Thoughts?
Kyle, did you ever catch up? You caught up, right?
Yes.
Did you guys love it or what?
Is this a non-spoil? Like, if people are watching, I don't want to give it away.
You don't have to give away what happened. I just want to know what you think.
So I like everything in the neat little package. I thought they really hit some notes and home runs, particularly with the core 4 kids, and that Max and Elle included, so 6, I guess. The older characters and some of the newer characters, I felt throughout the series there was a lot of back and forth and back and back to get there and rewind and forward, and we're escaping, now we're here, but we escaped again and now we're here. That lost me a little bit. A couple not moments, a couple things, just timing of certain things didn't like. I just felt the show didn't flow as organically as it had the previous 4 seasons. This was a show that when the first season came out, I was like, oh my gosh, do not make a second season. This show it's perfect. It's good. I love the 80s throwbacks, and the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th season were really good. This one has been a little bumpy for me. It's been tough. I think they just tried to fit everything in there. That being said, there were some really great, powerful tear-jerking moments. I'll put it that way. And 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Not as strong as usual. Not as strong as usual. I enjoyed it, but not the missed some beats for me. Missed some beats for me, and strong cast. So great performances by everybody.
Fair.
We need L back, damn it.
I'm going nuts. You guys are just like.
Hey,
it's dancing around it over
it's
here.
the most watched show of all time on Netflix now. So if you haven't seen it by now, I don't know what you're waiting for. But
look, if you haven't seen it to the point in the comments, bro, you've got
things crossover on Monday with Monday Night Raw coming up.
Yeah, Barclays up here. Yeah,
I was about to say we got Stranger Things Raw. Now I need to like see some Stranger Things type shit happen on Raw, and it'll be dope. Dude, did you know you were a Basham brother?
Me?
Yeah. Yes, you.
Yeah,
Kyle, you're on deck, Kyle. Just know that you're.
Yeah. Get Kyle next. Get Kyle next.
He's like, get Kyle next.
Around here. I forgot where we're at here.
We got to pick the next topic. So whichever one of y'all wants to pick next, you're up.
What we got left? What do we have left?
Can we go male star of 2025 male wrestler?
Okay, you got it.
So again, probably the most bias you're ever going to get from me. This one hit home a little bit. You guys can make an argument for quantity being an issue, but I got to make a strong case for John Cena. The
fucking damn it.
I'm sorry. I mean, I guess it's a good thing, right? I guess it's a good thing. The last time was now. He took us on a ride. The heel turn, you can make a case for being the, one of the moments of the year, but and people could be critical of the heel run. I think just from interviews and stuff, and he's very good at dancing around it and not throwing anyone under the bus, but very much not even alluding to, just kind of forced to answer the question and dancing around it of these people were involved in the story that were no longer involved in the story. And he did the best I think he could have, and explained it in very slight, backburned kind of lines in some of his promos, where he kind of described why certain people weren't there anymore, but so people could criticize that. But I think this roller coaster he took us on was something different. I thought it was brilliant in the case of the heel turn where he kept everything the same. I know everyone wanted different, but the whole point was you get nothing. The beauty was in that he's keeping everything the same. And it's like that friend that turns his back on you or whatever. And every time you see him, you're reminded of the good times. Like it was brilliant. Bringing the kid in from Brussels to Paris and forgiving him. Hey, I had a bad day. This is a dysfunctional relationship. I really saw what he was trying to do. I think it was clever, the heel turn. I think it was too clever for some people. I really appreciated the nuance. I think he's brilliant. And then for this to hit close to home, and you guys saw it on social media, we got a young independent wrestler over here. And, it's not easy going out there every weekend, putting your body on the line, putting in the miles, caliber of opponent, caliber of match, who's seeing what, who's getting the opportunities, who's not. And you have a girl, 10 years sober of opioids and drugs, who wrote in her notebook, when she was, getting sober, never give up. I can't give up because John Cena didn't give up. And when she posted that story on social media, she wrote a letter to John Cena. Guy takes the time to retweet it. I've never seen him retweet or quote tweet an independent wrestler before. I've not seen it. I see his Twitter stuff. It's usually very inspiring. He said, I did get to see this. And he said, congratulations on 10 years, because I guess he went back and looked at her page and saw some of her story. Then she's at his last match doing extra work. He goes up to her, he shakes hands with the extras, which is, again, just tells you what kind of guy he is. Hey, John Cena, whatever, blah, blah, blah. She says, thank you for posting that. And he goes, nope, that was you. And he's like, man, that brought me to tears. And he's like, you want to get a picture, man? He's like, 10 years, huh? That's amazing. The character of a person, even on his last day, backstage with one of the extras, he's still giving back. He's got the biggest night of his career, and he's still giving back. That one hits close to home, gives her kind of the gas in the tank, the motivation to say, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep doing this, because John Cena said, never give up. Then he went up to give up at the end of that night. But and I kid. I saw the beauty in that. And as we said, John Cena let go. So that hits close to home. I mean, what a beautiful story. You could certainly argue he didn't have enough matches in quantity this year, but again, the emotion, the story.
This year was about John Cena, dude. I mean, sorry. If we're talking about the biggest story of pro wrestling in 2025.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
well, Kyle, I feel like this is gonna go unanimous across the board. So instead of just floating our picks around between me and you, let's just call it what it is, and let's just give the reasons why. And for me, John Cena is Superstar of the Year because of how he brought everybody together in that final run. I mean, the final night of John Cena, you had the NBA, Major League Baseball, the NFL, everybody congratulating John Cena on a storied career, the greatest career. This was the closest thing to like a Michael Jordan type so long. Kobe Bryant's last season. The closest thing we've ever had when it comes to sports and pro wrestling was that in John Cena. And we've never seen nothing like it. We probably won't see anything like that again, a farewell tour in wrestling like that. So I don't think you can argue. I know everybody's got their opinions on how it ended, but for me, John Cena takes this one home by a mile.
All right. I'm with you guys on that too. I think John Cena is the only real way to go with this one. I think that his was really kind of the story of the year. And I mean, I think he's finally getting his flowers for everybody realizing how good he really is. I said that I thought that Saturday night's main event might be the sleeper pick for, show of the year and all those kind of things. I think Cena's the only answer here. I don't really know how else to put it better than you guys did. I think Cena was the obvious pick for that. But I understand why he tapped, but I thought he should go to sleep at first too. But man, I want to know what you did to piss this guy off.
Hey, what did he say? What did he call? Who did he call you? What did he say you were? Kyle, he got you somewhere in there.
Oh, he tried to get me, except here's the thing. The guy that he compared me to, we actually cover combat sports on this channel as well. And here's the difference. Unlike Ariel Helwani, I have actually fucking
so it's very fitting.
And actually have done the shit before. So, we've got that too. I've got a purple belt. I've fought in the ring. I got a judge's license. I've been around a lot of this stuff.
You don't got to prove nothing to nobody, man. We know.
Oh, no, I'm just saying. The difference is Ariel Helwani talks a lot of shit about MMA and boxing and all those things and's never fought. So there's that. But I'll take it. Ariel Helwani is like one of the biggest names in interviews and stuff. So if that means that knockouts and 3 counts is going to become that in 2026, to the moon, motherfucker. Let's go. To the moon. All right. So what do we got left? We've got moment of the year. We did moment of the year, manager of the year.
Moment of the year and match of the year.
And manager of the year.
Yeah.
So, which one we doing next? I think, since we just talked about Cena, I think moment of the year, honestly, I feel like moment of the year was obviously John Cena's heel turn. I mean, even though the totality of the heel turn didn't really play out how any of us kind of really expected, dude.
Or he expected, yeah.
I agree with that. Who knew that The Rock was just going to take a sudden vacation? But, I never thought that I would see that go down like that. And remember, shout out to Philly B too. He was there with us at our Royal Rumble party in that place at DraftKings. Shout out to DraftKings in Troy for hosting us, dude. That place was losing their fucking mind when that happened.
Yeah.
For me, that's it. I think moment of the year is John Cena's heel turn, hands down, dude. Although my only critique is I wish he kind of went more like Dr. Thugonomics style. But yeah, dude, it was dope.
Copy and paste.
All right, take it back. Okay, Elimination Chamber. Excuse me, I misspoke. Elimination Chamber. And he's got the towel.
Dude, oh come on! Oh gosh, we have everything now after the past couple of weeks, man. The biggest. Cena is was never one of my guys. Always respected him, love what he did for the the Make-A-Wish and kids. Love what he did for the business, man. But just the past couple of weeks, man, we're the biggest Cena stuff. We got the pictures framed and all that stuff, man. And but yeah, I gotta say the heel turn, man. Just in terms of metrics, analytics, this got mainstream media coverage. I'm not talking dirt sheets. I'm not talking pro wrestling outlets. I'm talking mainstream sports outlets, mainstream news outlets. John Cena turns heel. I mean, what else can I say, man?
Well, for me, I'm only going to different directions because I can't go a whole show agreeing with Kyle. That just can't be a thing.
Fair enough.
I can't agree with you the whole show.
He
Kyle
just doesn't want to admit that I'm the brains of this show.
I fully admit I ain't got enough brain. But I'll tell you what, my favorite moment.
What up, Chris? Checking in from Boston.
What up, Chris? My favorite moment of the year was the Seth Rollins fake injury when he cashed in at SummerSlam.
That was good.
I thought that was theater, bro. That was one I jumped out of my seat hell yeah. I thought that was amazing. That was good stuff. We were all tricked. Nobody was for sure on that. And the way it went down, I thought it was amazing. So that's my favorite moment of the year.
Philly B coming in with the good alternative picks, although I felt like the follow-up wasn't as good as it could have been.
Fun too.
All right. So I picked the last one. Y'all boys are up next. We
only got 2 left, right?
We got match of the year and we got manager of the year.
We'll save the big one for last. Let's do manager of the year. And I'm first, right?
Yep.
Well, I mean, this one's easy for me. It's Paul Heyman. The guy has been in each storyline that has mattered throughout the year. The stuff at WrestleMania when we did the double turn on Punk and Roman Reigns to join Seth Rollins, amazing stuff. And we know how he is behind the scenes. You know what I mean? He's very involved in everything. Very he's one of those guys who thinks before he walks, thinks before he talks. So I feel like he's just bar none the best manager on TV as well. So that's my pick, Paul Heyman.
Rob, who is it?
Yeah, I got to copy and paste. J-Bone always knows what he's talking about here, man. It's Paul Heyman. There is no other answer.
There is an answer, and you're about to find it out.
All right. I respectfully disagree, but I will be open-minded and hear your answer. But before you're wrong, Kyle, I'll say this. I think it is Paul Heyman because all the reasons that J-Bone said, just big-time story arcs, aligning himself with multiple groups, multiple people, going through a table at Madison Square Garden. Got to give him credit for that. Let's talk about what he does behind the scenes. Like J-Bone said, you have a guy like Braun Breaker, freak athlete. He's going to be a future world champion. Will it be this Monday? We'll find out, but undoubtedly a future great, just a freak, just genetic athlete. But again, not the strongest promo at times. If you've seen some of his interviews, not the strongest interviews. He was the first one in the room at the media day in SummerSlam. And everyone kind of went over to him. I didn't. I was not a fan of his interviews. I didn't think it was really going to bring a lot of substance. You know, we tend to go into the emotion and deeper into things. And I did not think there was going to be a lot of substance. Fast forward to this past Monday night on Raw and the week before, he hung with one of the best in the game on the mic in CM Punk, went toe-to-toe with him. And you know why? It's because of Paul Heyman. Under the tutelage of a guy like Paul Heyman, the guy didn't mince his words, guy didn't stutter. Sure, some wrestling cliches, but for a guy like him, that worked. Looked him right in the eye the whole time, and I bought it, hook, line, and sinker. I really, really am impressed with how far Braun Breaker has come on the stick, man. And for that reason, I got to pick Paul Heyman as my manager of the year.
I mean, look, I'm a Paul Heyman guy, but I think we already knew what time it is with Paul Heyman. I think manager of the year goes to the invisible hand, Don Callis. I mean, you look at the Don Callis family. We talked about Kyle Fletcher being the breakout star of the year. I think Don Callis has a lot to do with that. We talk about Takeshita. I think Don Callis has a lot to do with that. You know, we talk about Okada. We talk about all these guys that he has in the Don Callis family, the stuff with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and all that stuff too. I think Don Callis really is the guy. Although I will say I think that we could be about ready to see the implosion of the Don Callis family though. But I think my pick for this year is going to be Don Callis. All right. That lends us to match of the year. You guys have been dropping the comments, giving us your picks all along. We want to know who it is. Brock, I see you in there as well. Shout out to you for being at a lot of our parties as well. Please drop in your picks as well. I will go last. J-Bone, who is match of the year?
This one was tough for me, man. I had to take in a lot of factors, but like in-ring versus big moments versus like build up, everything. I have two, but I'm gonna pick one, and I'm gonna pick the one that I know you're not gonna pick. So I'm gonna say Cody and John Cena at WrestleMania when John Cena breaks the record.
That one's the one you picked.
Become the 17th time.
Wow, that's not the one I thought you were going to pick. I thought that was the more least favorite.
I had a different one earlier. I had a different one earlier. So I didn't want to just do in-ring stuff. I wanted to build up the payout, the magnitude of the match. WrestleMania doesn't get any bigger than that. So that kind of threw all those factors in, and it kind of steered me a different way. So that's my match of the year.
Philly B coming in hot again. I said Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay was a banger.
Oh, what a match that was.
Completely and 100% agree that was a banger.
I'll listen, and this is a shameless promo article we did as a group on the popbreak.com if you guys want to check that out, if that's okay to promote, Kyle.
Please do.
Some honorable mentions. Stephanie Vaquera, as I mentioned earlier, versus Valen Henley at NXT Vengeance Day. The Women's Iron Survivor match. I felt like everyone slept on that. Maybe you guys aren't watching NXT. Cody versus Cena. I went the SummerSlam match. Again, was there. I did like that one. The Women's WrestleMania Triple Threat with Rhea, Io Sky, and Bianca Belair. Stephanie Vaquera versus Io Sky at WrestlePalooza. The SmackDown Tag Team TLC match. I think that was around WrestleMania time. Should have been on Mania. And then the Hardys versus Fraxium at NXT Roadblock here at Madison Square Garden. Real quick, I'm just going to read the article if that's okay. This was my pick. When it comes to determining my personal match of the year for 2025, I had to really take a deep dive into what match delivered on all levels, kind of like what J-Bone was saying, when it came to emotion, in-ring, nuance, and storytelling. After a few days of deliberation and narrowing it down to a select few candidates, I have to give the nod to AJ Styles versus John Cena at WWE Crown Jewel 2025. You have two baby faces with completely different styles having one more bout with little to no build on TV. This match had no right being this good, and yet it was great. Styles came to the ring with his old TNA gear, which, was phenomenal. The guy looked great. Cena took the time to write a custom introduction and have Alicia Taylor use that handwritten paper to announce Styles, which was just amazing. I think Cena had said on CVV that he went into business for himself there. But I love that he shined a light on that, and rightfully so. I love that. The in-ring in this match was unique because while Cena was using moves of his previous opponents, Styles was using moves of previous TNA opponents. It felt very much like Ruthless Aggression WWE versus the golden age of total nonstop action wrestling, and it worked. Big pop from me when the crowd started chanting 619 and Cena actually went for the move before Styles cut him off. That was definitely an audible. That was the icing on the cake. Great moment for both men and hands down one of the best, if not the best match of the year.
Bravo. Love that. Love that.
Thank you.
Kyle, how you gonna follow up with that one?
Kyle. Yeah, what do you got? Sorry. I feel like I'm like a debate team.
He hates when this happens.
He definitely just took my pick and stole my thunder with that dope ass article.
Oh, sorry.
But
I came to play.
Okay, Joe Lynn coming through again. We appreciate you checking us out.
Right.
All right, dude. I think it's got to be Cena and AJ for me. I that match from like start to finish, like you said, the lack of the build, and then the way that they the way that they played into, the history that they had, like you said, with the TNA gear, and then doing the open, and then the shout outs to how many people, and then the ripple effect that match had too, in that you saw people just doing John Cena tributes over and over and over again in every promotion and every company for like weeks on after that. Hell, even Nikki Bella, we know that they had their like beef and all that shit. Even Nikki Bella was throwing out shout outs to John Cena in there too. Like I said, dude, I think John Cena and AJ is where it's at. I really just hope that if what they say we're getting in, I mean, why wouldn't they? With the AJ Styles last run, I think if we can do the, bring out a banger for that too, I'm all for it. But I think for the totality of it, and I think we're going to look back on that match in even higher regard, given the fact that we're going into AJ's final run too. I think that's only going to make that match stick out more as we get through AJ's run too. Yeah, my match of the year is Cena and AJ Styles, but dude, Philly B is not kidding. Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay in a cage.
Amazing.
Fucking money, dude. Fucking money, dude. I am
that goes back to what I was saying. There's so much stuff that we forgot about this year that's happened that we just don't even like. I could go just randomly go back. What was the Cody and Kevin Owens match? Was that Royal Rumble this year?
Was it Saturday night's main event?
Who was it?
No, it might have been at Rumble. There might have been one at
Didn't
Rumble.
they have a Rumble? Cody versus Kevin Owens. Wasn't that the Royal Rumble this year?
I think it was like with where he went through the ladder on the table, or
yes. Well, I don't remember if it was the Rumble, but that was I know
either
that
way,
was
wherever
where
it
Kevin
was,
Owens beat the shit out of Cody Rhodes at his bus.
A match forgotten about. It doesn't get talked about enough. Logan Paul, John Cena, Clash in Paris. Amazing match. There's just so much, like I said, there's so much that escapes our brains when we're doing these types of things. It just, how can you get it all? You know what I mean? So
good problem to have.
Good problem to have, and that's why we love pro wrestling.
Oba versus Javon was a banger too. I'm not mad at that either. Yeah, man. 2025, even though
keep it going all night. If you're out there listening right now, keep it going all night. Drop them in the comments, stuff we may have missed, because there's a lot we haven't covered, a lot we're gonna forget. We'll probably talk after the show. I'm like, oh my God, remember that? It happens. This is what wrestling does to us in these crazy minds. So keep them in the comments. Just keep dropping them.
You're not kidding, bro. But Rob, before we get out of here, bro, let us know what is to come on BCP Plus, bro.
Well, I hope to have more pictures of Kyle in tailored suits, winning wrestling fashion every week.
Sharp dressed man.
Yeah.
Looking good, Kyle. You guys can go over to bcp-plus.com. Not just pro wrestling over there. We have all our wrestling interviews and wrestling coverage, but we do cover the UFL. We're covering New York Giants, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Bring back the Michigan Panthers. Fuck.
I know. Check out Mike Mueller's piece. He had a very nice farewell to Michigan Panthers. It was a little bit of a tearjerker. I didn't know how much covering that team really meant to him. And just great job, Michigan Panthers. I'm so sorry that it's over there, but hopefully they come back.
Big E, make it happen.
Yes, please do. And simply, guys, especially Joel Gertner guy, if you could go over to YouTube and go to just simply type in BCP and the plus key right there.
That was a banger, Philly.
Yeah,
that was a banger. That was a tearjerker.
It just escapes our minds. The Hardys and the
it didn't escape my mind. I thought about that shit because that again, I said it in like when we were talking about shows of the year, bro. Bound for Glory. If you didn't watch Bound for Glory, go back and do that. I think that's going to be a big precursor from what we'll see from TNA.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but thank you guys for having me. Always an honor. Big fan of both of you, J-Bone and Kyle, man. Hope to be back. And I think big things for all of us in 2026. Believe the hype.
Damn right. KO3C, BCP to the moon. And if you guys are new here to Knockouts and 3 Counts, you got to make sure you hit that damn subscribe button. Make sure you check out our our sponsor, Michigan Street Unlimited. But we've still got the MMA combat sports side of the 2025 Knockouts, which will be coming at you this Tuesday. But along with that, TNA is going to be making their debut on AMC. And a little birdie told me that Brian Nemeth will be joining us to talk about his big brother and all things TNA. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Check out our sponsors. Check out BCP Plus. Make sure you check out all the things. And until next time, and in the in-between time, make sure you hit that button. Make sure you check us out. Apple Podcasts, Spotify as well. If you can't watch the show, you can listen to me talk like a dumbass too. Hit that button. Hit that subscribe. We will see you back this Tuesday.